And Destro and Baroness keep making wanna hump eyes at each other. Meanwhile, Mindbender's like, can we set a thermonuclear device first?
Workplace romances.
Tell me about it. Were it not for my funding, I'd never get anything done.
Where do you get them ducats?
I have a friend in Russia who knows an Oompa Loompa.
You could probably sell heroin to a Mormon the way you con money out of that clown.
What do you mean, con?
Well, I mean, let's face it, Cobra is not exactly an investment with a guaranteed return, is it? You keep losing to what, like 20 people and no casualties?
You can talk. You keep losing to Conan the Spartan.
He's the most powerful man in the universe!
Even when he's Prince Adam.
Wait, what?
You really didn't know. Ha! Holy shit! He-Man is slightly less cartoon 80s gay when he's in his secret identity. And a wide margin less gay than you.
I'll have you know, my mere presence is a panty dropper where I'm from.
In Snake Mountain, the one female whose panties you'd want to hit the floor has eyes on Beastman.
What? So that's what you meant by animal husbandry.
Jesus, no wonder your movie bombed.
Hello, Pot. I'm Kettle.
What?
My movie bombed once, and people still loved it. How many times have your movies bombed?
Twice.
I count 3, you Cobra. Liar!
At least my first movie didn't end with me looking like the type of bling Biggie would wear if he went goth.
Better than looking like your mother f***ed a scrubbing bubble.
Oh, that's it, bitch. Let's settle this. I know someone who will determine once and for all who had the better movie.
Ha! What deluded sack of shit would ever think your movie's good? Oh, Bella, only you know me. I do not know this number. It's probably another bot. And sun salutations. Another bot. And blocked. Bastard threw off my chi. Now we'll never be the Iron Fist. Leave me alone!
Don't hang up.
Oh.
Don't hang up. Is this the founder of the Cinema Society? I've been trying to reach you.
You want me to donate to the American Cancer Association?
What? I don't have cancer, you
Oh,
it's my
sorry,
voice.
that actually is your voice.
I'm
Yes,
trying to reach
sorry.
you for a job.
Ah!
Yes,
Ah! Yes, I believe we can actually offer that service. Our fee shall be $1 million.
I'll give you 200.
Fine. $200 and you pay for the pizza.
Fine, I'll pay for the pizza.
Very good.
I'll just do the job.
We have a deal then. Shall we begin?
Good day to you, and welcome to another rousing grudge match here on the Cinema Schlock Society. And today's edition is quite special, as we have been commissioned, yes, we have been commissioned by one gentleman who looks like Panthro if his face was submerged in acid and subsequently got hepatitis. Sorry about that. Meh, I barely noticed. And the other person, which I admit, upon first glance, I thought he was a dildo for blue meanies. I sincerely hope he trademarked that image.
I take the funding where I can get it.
Good to know. But as it turns out, both of these gentlemen are vital components in these very prominent toy franchises, both of which made famous leaps to film. Nay, legendary leaps to film. So legendary are their cinematic endeavors, I myself, in lieu of my wisdom, am absolutely unable to determine between which of them is the superior film. And frankly, can you blame me? Masters of the Universe is an epic, grand spectacle that was produced by the good people at Canon Films, the same people who gave us the Apple. Only they could combine science fiction battles in a mystical realm with poignant suburban drama worthy of Freeform or the CW. How could I possibly pit that against a white-knuckle thriller about a clandestine unit that have to utilize their knowledge of a dead language, namely Celtic, in order to ward off a terrorist threat?
Maybe the plane responds to Celtic. Try, Tahane.
What?
Tahane. It's, Celt, Scottish, for fire.
Okay, got it.
How? Fortunately, I don't have to. This is the Cinema Schlock Society. And in the Cinema Schlock Society, we have a panel. You lot, introduce yourselves.
David.
Brett.
Lynn.
Dave.
Kelly with optional face mask accessory.
Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you again. Now, have any of you seen either of these films? If so, tell us. If not, tell us.
3 times. I paid 3 times to see He-Man in the theaters. And I'll be honest, I've had absolutely no desire to see this movie ever again. G.I. Joe I had never seen. I don't know anything about it.
I have never seen either of these movies. I'm not only proud of that fact, I'm smug about it.
I've seen Masters of the Universe more times than I can count because I watched it all the time as a kid. We had it on VHS. I watched it. I think it was like taped off of television. So I liked He-Man. I watched that movie all the time, and I maybe have it on DVD. So I have no hate for that film, really. I know it's garbage, but I still like it. Rise of Cobra, I have seen twice. I don't really look forward to it.
I have not seen either movie, and in fact, I'm not entirely positive I know how to spell Dolph. Ask me later. I have not seen either one of them. Never had the toys either.
So I think I saw Masters of the Universe on a Saturday afternoon on TV when I was bored, and it was just one of those things I couldn't look away. Rise of Cobra I have not seen. I don't know anything about it. I didn't have all the toys, but I had toys for both He-Man and for G.I. Joe. So I think I'd like my toys back now.
Now, between these two vivacious examples of plastic figures brought to life, do you believe will be the superior film?
Honestly, I'm going to guess and say He-Man, only because I had completely forgotten about G.I. Joe, so it never made a blip on my radar. He-Man at least had that.
G.I. Joe only, I've never seen either one of the films, but I did have some of the G.I. Joe action figures. This is when they were a foot high, long before he was ever a cartoon.
Oh, He-Man. 1000% He-Man.
Probably guess G.I. Joe just because I have a feeling both are horrible, but at least Hollywood usually does a better job of making bad military movies than bad fantasy films. So bad fantasy films are usually really bad. So I don't know. That's my guess.
I'm going to go with G.I. Joe is going to be better. I have the feeling at least it's going to look prettier, but I'm not too sure about the story, man. I remember what happened in Masters of the Universe, and I don't see a lot of things being too much worse. Maybe a sharp stick in the eye.
Hey, I could make you a laundry list of why I think He-Man's going to be better, but I'll give you 2 words that goes, He-Man does not have Marlon Wayans in it.
Oh boy.
Like when you're looking up, a movie on IMDb, and you're like, yeah.
Did the G.I. Joe movie come out?
2009.
Oh, it's that one. Okay, for some reason I thought there was an earlier one.
Well, there's the animated one, but...
Well,
I didn't think this would be an animated.
No, that was
Okay.
actually relatively...
Oh, this is the 09 one.
Yeah.
Is Christopher
Yeah.
Eccleston in this one?
Okay.
Yes!
Okay. I didn't see it.
And he's Scottish.
Of course
Because of course he is. Yes.
I mean, what says G.I. Joe about more than Scotland?
Remind people, Dennis Quaid is in it.
Oh.
Emotep from The Mummy. Sorry, forgot his name. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. And Channing Tatum, who hates this movie, by the way.
Yeah, but your kids need shoes sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't need shoes that bad. I don't think yeah, kids have shoes.
Very good. I shall not delay you any further, as I'm sure the suspense is killing you. Which between these two gentlemen should be a mercy.
My life is pain. My life is a prison of chagrin and humiliation.
Well, that was some insight about the two of you that never entered into our collective consciousness. Ever. Ever, ever. So, let us now see which among these two will walk away from this little brawl with their head held high. An act which doing so would probably be tantamount to many traumatized children upon seeing them. Fight!
At the far end of the universe, there is a planet ruled by a being of utter evil.
I want the warheads ready to launch in 1 hour.
And there is only one man who dares challenge him.
The team is being assembled. They're the best operatives in the world.
When all else fails,
We don't.
I'm finished. This world will never forget.
Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. Frank Langella as Skeletor. Only they have the powers to be Masters of the Universe. Live the adventure.
This has only just begun.
My God! I am but a worm in the presence of such grandeur. I am not worthy to make such a decision, and I do not envy you. Please relieve me of this burden of conflict.
Oh, Jesus, are you waiting for the Oscars to make a category for most popular actor on the internet?
Would you be surprised if it happened?
Not really.
All right. Of the two, I think I'd probably say He-Man. G.I. Joe had, I believe, $100 million that they spent on the special effects. And I'll admit it was money well spent, because getting that many Amigas from eBay must have cost a fortune. I mean, wow. Seriously, wow.
Oh, good Lord, between the two. Prefer never to watch either again, but if I absolutely must. And as far as the other two, I would definitely give it to Masters. I was wrong. I was so terribly wrong.
I would give it to Masters of the Universe. Duh.
You will live!
Because Rise of Cobra was a piece of shit. It was painful, and if anything, just for the costumes alone, are 10 times better in Masters of the Universe, and it had a quarter of the budget of Rise of Cobra. And I'm sorry, but I enjoy both cartoons for what they are, and I felt less offended by Masters of the Universe in relation to its cartoon than Rise of Cobra. I felt that was offensive. As a person who likes G.I. Joe, you're offended by watching that movie. At least He-Man, you're like, it's okay.
I feel like this is making a choice between a lobotomy and having Mola Ram rip my heart out and show it to me in his fist before I die. If I had to choose, I think I would choose G.I. Joe just because of the fact that it's easier to mock. And at least I'll say that there are a couple of people in G.I. Joe who actually look like they knew their lines before they showed up that day.
You will call me Commander.
I'm gonna cry. I was seriously pondering if this whole thing could cover my face, because I just didn't want to look anymore. G.I. Joe was so bad. So bad. I don't even have any words. So I'm gonna have to say Masters of the Universe was better.
People of Eternia, the war is over.
By a lot. Like, we're talking, like, Masters of the Universe compared to Cobra is, like, Oscar quality, Golden Palm Award movie. Yeah.
Yes, the special effects were worse in Masters of the Universe, but it came out in 1987. For 1987, it wasn't, the special effects weren't bad. For 2009...
See, I don't buy that. I mean, even for 87, I think you think about, I mean, granted, it had no budget, but you think about movies that came out in the 80s that had much better special effects. You know?
Name one.
Well, I mean, let's see, like 1986, Star Trek 4.
But for a $22 million budget in 1987,
I don't know.
a Canon film.
And G.I. Joe 2009, that was bad.
You could have done a lot better.
I mean, oh yeah. And given the budget of that movie, is like, seriously,
Trust
what
me,
the hell
me
did
saying G.I. Joe is less hated today does not mean I like either point of
Yeah.
view.
I will say that, yes, G.I. Joe is much more fun to make fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear riff tracks of that.
Yes.
Uh,
I don't know, maybe I just didn't have enough alcohol, because I don't ever want to, I want to forget this ever existed.
But there's nothing worse than hearing Marilyn Williams saying Celtic fire decay because Destro's Scottish. He would have programmed his ship to speak it.
Most Scottish people don't even speak Scottish.
I was
Irish
just
people-
expecting him to have to say fire to really Scottish accent. Fire!
At least He-Man kind of owned up to its ridiculousness a bit. Like, the cartoon was ridiculous, the toys were ridiculous, they've openly acknowledged that. So, the film being ridiculous, it's part of the ridiculousness. The Rise of Cobra didn't even have a patriotic, like, I would let Michael Bay have his patriotic love all over it, because it would make sense, it's G.I. Joe. It didn't even have that.
We were missing the scene where the submarines were like carrying an 800-foot American flag.
I would have been like,
that would have been in the Bay
yeah,
version.
that's G.I. Joe. I can't fault them for that, but they didn't even
oh yeah, and the
do that.
submarines are acting like planes that were shooting bullets.
Like, at least when Skeletor was kind of modified for film and not being as big of a dumbass, he was still enjoyable, evil. But Cobra Commander was like, I'm sorry, what the hell are you wearing on your head? And I don't know what you're doing.
The real shame with G.I. Joe, in addition to so many others, is having, even in 2009, maybe it's not the same as today, but what was available in 2009, and it looks like they used an Etch-a-Sketch.
Those who do not pledge themselves to me shall be destroyed.
That's what winning feels like? Yeah!
Is this the first time either of you have ever won anything?
Yeah, you're about to find out why we should never ever win. I apologize for my part in this.
Shit! I suppose the lesson for today is do not placate supervillains. I am the founder, this is the Cinema Schlock Society, and
I feel the universe within
what
me.
have I done?
I am a part of the cosmos. Its energy flows through me. Of what consequence are you now? This planet, these people, they are nothing to me. The universe is power. Pure, unstoppable power. Kneel before your master. Fool, you are no longer my equal. I am more than man, more than life. I am a god.
Oh, hey, Trouble. Trouble sneaking in, trying to get the goodies.
I'll be going for the chicken.